Ripper! Degecast Ripper!
Where are we going?
North.
Welcome to Deges and Dragons.
Therapeutic benefit in role-playing games.
Welcome to Deges and Dragons.
Oh yeah, baby. Your presence requested in exchange for treasures.
Ripper.
Are we talking one treasure each?
Count that.
Okay, so the first person you come across is, we'll say that you know who it is. The national level volleyball player, the Winged Hammer, Boguslaw. He is the ace of the Polish team with a record number of spike points. He has white spiked hair, and I mean, you can tell he's incredibly strong by his appearance, but he also, on the court or on the sand, is. You see a fit biologist with a ponytail. There's blood samples like all over their room.
Never trust anybody with a ponytail.
And he just has like books on anatomy and like a model of like the human body. Yeah. Then you, let's see. So you recognize Jakub, who is an arms dealer for Poland. So where before you and your brother noticed like a list of felons with your knowledge. This is a notorious arms dealer through Poland. And Poland, you know that only a very tiny percentage of citizens have permits for guns. So he's actually like involved in every transaction for guns in Poland.
So like legitimate arms dealer, not like black market arms dealer.
So it's both. So he like covers it up with like legitimate.
I feel like these might be things that Serial would want.
He's a very large, fat man who has an array of weapons about his room. The leader of Polish preservation, Krysia Lady Zupa, she is so she's on like all the Polish cans. She's owns a company that cans meats and vegetables. And her room also smells of argon.
Smells of chemicals, like the same.
It doesn't smell like chemicals.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
The cancer and iron. And the last person upstairs is in like a tweed jacket. She has long silky hair and a few wrinkles. Is just sitting there on her phone.
Okay. I feel like the arms dealer guy.
So yeah, let's you and me are going to go in there and I'm going to strike up a conversation.
Sounds good.
And we'll see where that takes us.
All right, you're the mouth.
Yep.
You're the face of this operation.
All right.
So yeah, we'll open the door. We both step in and we close the door.
Oh, you want to do this?
And I take out the silenced pistol and throw it at the arms dealer.
Oh.
Hi, we're with security, and we found this. Is this one of yours?
So he just like picks it up, looks at it. Not one of mine.
Can you tell whose it is?
I mean, serial number scratched off. Probably, where'd you find this?
On the train.
Just on the train?
Yeah.
Just laying around?
Mm-hmm. Very dangerous. That's why we want to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah,
I want to make sure the passengers are safe.
As you can see,
I'm just standing there looking menacing.
I keep a close watch on all of my weapons here, and Dagmar would not allow my weapons to leave the cart.
And
even if there were any transactions?
And she kind of
flush.
she smiles when she says that, like slyly.
So yeah, so he looks flush. where he's, not expecting. Oh, so then he just kind of looks away and then looks back. Were you looking for something?
For someone.
For someone?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a bit bewildered.
The owner of that gun, presumably.
Oh, I assume
I want to
you
return
wanted
it to him.
Arm yourselves.
Well, I mean, that's always him too, especially if there are people on this train that are running around with guns with the serial numbers scratched off. That puts me at a little bit unease.
Where is Dagmara?
No, is Dagmar a name we recognize?
No.
So
I'm sorry, who?
Dagmara, the security for our cart.
did we run into security? No.
I don't know.
She's a mohawk, very aggressive.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember her now. We sent her into the other cart. Remember? She was the one we got in a little fight with.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, we sent her into the other.
I thought that was the barmaid. Oh wait, we're in Poland.
That's her.
Now. Oh,
That's
that is
her.
her. Okay.
Yeah, that's her dog.
Man, there's been so many NPCs.
Yeah, no, I know.
There are a lot of NPCs.
I know.
There's literally 120 NPCs.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, the German said something that angered her, and she just went off.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're
Something about bratwurst I didn't get at all.
we're stepping in to make sure this car's secure.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, are the Germans looking to pick a fight with us? It
That's
wouldn't be the first time.
well, that's true. The Germans like to pick a fight with lots of people.
Yeah. We can agree on that.
So
Might.
this is the Ukraine card, right?
This is Poland.
This is Poland.
Poland.
We haven't-
Ukraine's
we
the
haven't
next
gotten-
one.
Yeah,
right?
we haven't gotten to Ukraine.
What did you have for breakfast today?
Hold on. I had pierogies.
Delicious. Do you know where we can get some cereal?
Definitely Ukraine. They love cereal there.
We need that card.
I'm gonna try to hack it.
Yeah,
Or
we can.
break it. Or
I have explosives. All right. Yeah. So I say we take the revolver that you threw at him
Yeah.
and we move on.
Well, I appreciate your time. And I'll see if I can't find the owner of this gun and make sure that A, they're okay, and B, they don't plan on hurting anybody.
Good luck. I'm not too worried about us.
No, it looks like you have things well in hand here.
So, well, do you want to try and hack into the next car?
yeah, we can try it. Or I mean, I think you can.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
So we'll walk back down. I'm assuming back downstairs to get into the next. To get.
And
to the
after
door.
we left the arms dealer's car, does anybody give us like the stink eye as we're leaving?
No.
Okay.
No, nobody's paying us any attention. Cool.
Okay.
So then, yeah, I'll do that. Then I'll go down to the door. I'm assuming there's a similar panel there.
Yep.
And I touched that. I'm gonna re-roll that one. That doesn't matter. Same thing. So that cancels out. It's 2.
A 2. So you're gonna like open
Oh wait a
the
minute.
panel up
Hold
and
on. Actually, I'm gonna add. Would that be focus?
I'd say for that.
yeah.
So I'm gonna add 2 of focus.
Especially if you don't want anybody to notice.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring that to a 4. So 4.
Okay, so you open the panel up and you start like hacking into the system there, and the door does open, and just as that happens, Dagmara re-enters the cart and sees you at the other end.
So yeah, we go into the other door and close it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you go into the Ukraine cart. Okay, so this cart is extra wide, has rooms like really close to one end and then to the other end. And in the center is just this giant circular bar. And from above is just all these containers of cereal that like you can just kind of fill bowls with.
He wasn't kidding. They really like cereal here.
I had no idea.
I had no idea myself. So I go up to that bar and look to see what the brands of cereal, like, can I see what the brands of cereal are? Mm-hmm. Do they match the names that we have gotten so far?
And then some.
And then some.
Yeah, there's like 30 different types of cereal. Wow. So there, at the center of this bar is a very thin man who's just got like short hair and starts asking if you need any help. But he's speaking Ukraine, but from the tone and like he's like pointing to like different cereals.
English.
English, mate.
English, mate. Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm Australian.
Sorry. So he's just kind of. So somebody walks out of one of their rooms. So it's a woman with her head wrapped in a bun. She's got like a cloth headband that's like looks like it would be from the Ukraine, and she's in a business dress. And she steps out and with her accent, she says, "I speak English. How may I help you?"
Well, we were looking.
Do we want to continue with the story that we're Mario's security? Because that's what we've given a bunch of people so far.
May as well keep it consistent.
Right? So we're the security detail for Mario.
And there was just a
You said you don't remember his
I don't
last
remember
name.
his last name. That's Nate not remembering his last name, not my character.
The engineer Mario, a few cars back, there was just an accident where it looks like there was some tampering and some people got hurt. So we're just been issued to go around and make sure everybody's okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
It is.
They fell out of the train.
Don't tell them that.
They what?
No, I didn't actually say that.
Oh, that's horrible news.
We just wanted to make sure that everything here was okay. Would you mind if we looked around a
Take a
little?
look around.
You know, just make sure everybody is okay. You know, just we wanted to talk to people, make sure, you know, see if anybody was on edge, see if anybody might have had any potentially motives to do this.
Yeah, you might want to talk to Fedir. He is both the security for our parliament figure Dmitry, as well as a professional wrestler in the Olympics.
Can you bring us to him?
Sure. So she just like walks up and points out the room for Fedir, and so he immediately presents himself. So he's 6'3", 220, just like straight muscle. He's bald with like the dumbbell mustache.
Glorious.
So he steps out. What's his problem?
And we basically just explain the same story
Yep.
to him. Yep.
It's best I go with you.
Have you noticed anything amiss or anything wrong or any suspicious peoples?
I haven't noticed, but so I should help you conduct the investigation, because then I'll be able to see if anything's out of place. I swept this place when we entered, but that was hours ago.
Oh, yes, I believe
That would.
a fourth pair of eyes would be very good.
Indeed.
Keep forgetting we have a dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, let's go take a look around.
Okay. So the first person that he wants to secure is Dimitri's daughter, Anzelika. So she's just this like very, very calm person. Her her cart there's playing like Birdie World accent music. She's got dark silky hair, traditional dark dress with deep purple flowers on it. So he's like, oh, Angelica, are you all right? Yes, there's something wrong. And so he says, oh, these security members from the Little League over there, and apparently there's been some tampering with things on the train. So with him saying that, like, she looks kind of like weirded out for a second.
Weirded out as in like afraid, or weirded out as in she knows something?
Either.
So that would be a 1 for investigate. I still don't know.
I got a 2. I got a 3.
Yeah, just like a scared young girl.
That roll told me more than I needed to.
Should have spent more focus.
So then she says, "Oh, I better keep my door locked. I don't want anyone to come in and tamper with anything in my room." And then he says, "Oh, of course, Angelica." So closes the door and steps onto the next room, which is her father.
How does he
Dimitri.
lock the door?
So she locks it from the inside.
Okay.
Good thing I have explosives.
So he moves next to the Parliament figure that you both know, Dimitri. Dimitri, these men are from Little Italy. There's trouble afoot. Someone's tampering with all the trains. It's a massive conspiracy.
And I just smile and nod, like, I'm so glad we have decided, like, this is the way we've gone. What does Dimitri say?
So Dimitri starts like sweating and like patting himself down, like, whoa, what if they've come for me in my cereal?
I feel like we should ask more questions to Dimitri. And interrogate him, find out what's going on.
Indeed. Why would they be coming after your cereal?
That is a 5. 6.
Cereal is Ukraine's largest export. We make billions on it each year.
Is it really?
It really is. It's like number 3.
That's
of
crazy.
like their
Wow.
exports.
I had no idea.
I actually have legit no idea.
Yeah. So it's a major export for Ukraine. It's without our cereal, the whole country would go bankrupt. That's why we're trying to get cereal to the Chinese, because there's, a billion of them. If we could get our cereal there, we'd be all the wealthier for it.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Do you know of anybody who would be out to get you? Any maybe terror cells?
But terror cells? No, I would think we'd be other competitors.
That's what I meant to say.
Terror cells! He's like sweating like, oh my god, I knew I shouldn't have signed up for this trip.
Maybe it really is General Mills. Maybe General Mills isn't a person. It's actually the company.
A genuine meal is a genuine meal.
And I just...
Is General Mills after you?
They could be.
They. So we now know that General Mills is not a person. Now, being a man of the cereal, what can you tell us about
Man of the milk.
A man of the milk. Being a man of the milk. What can you tell me about General Mills?
I mean, they're our largest competitor in the entire world. The General Mills is, I mean, what cereals don't they own? I mean, the other.
Well, yours, of course.
Yeah, ours. And then but then it could be Kellogg's. Kellogg's, they own so many cereals too. But generally, we don't have to compete with Kellogg's.
I mean, would they do something this rash?
Yeah, I mean, you know Kellogg's. They're a family company, like us. General Mills, though.
They're all about the bottom dollar. Bottom line.
So now he's generally speaking to you as like actual like economist, like you know.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
Business of cereals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, I've taken a few economic classes.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, okay. But then could it be? I didn't consider.
Oh, but you should have.
Consider who?
What was the other one? Sorry, I'm genuinely blanking on the third big one. Post!
Post.
That's it, Post. What could it be? Post! I did have a run-in with Post. They seemed to respectfully keep a distance. They knew the might of the Ukraine cereal.
Are there any competitors on board?
He just like turns like ghostly white. Souls. So there's so he starts talking about Oles, or I might be mispronouncing that. It might be just be Oles. OLES in Ukrainian. So on board this train cart is one of the board of directors for this massive grocery corporation. And he's this like grim old man who's lived through several regime changes. And he's like openly distrustful of Dmitri.
And I look towards the security guard that's been traveling with us in this car.
The wrestler.
The wrestler. I couldn't remember his name.
Is this somebody that's you've been keeping an eye on?
The severity of traffic rules in our country is compensated by the unnecessity of following them. So the severity of traffic rules in our country is compensated by the unnecessity of following them, which is supposed to just be like a general slogan about corruption in the government.
Okay.
Sure, it sounds better in the native tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's Oles is on board. He's of course he's an enemy of me. You should check him out.
We should.
We shall.
So as you walk away,
Thank you for your time.
oh please, and then he slams the door and locks it. So as like Fadir's walking away with you, he like his like whole demeanor like changes. He's like, I actually hate that guy too, but I try to keep him happy, because he's a member of parliament. He loves to go on about the WWE. I'm an Olympic wrestler, all right? Come on now.
A whole different category.
Yeah. So Fadir is so
I
insulted by it.
understand.
He's like, the Iron Sheik? Are you kidding me? And he's don't even get me started.
They are performers. You are an athlete.
Exactly. So you're going to Ole's cart?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you make your way to his cart, and he's just sitting there, not doing anything, staring at the wall.
That's
Enjoying
not
yourself.
Ominous.
Enjoying yourself,
Yeah,
sir.
it's just
Security.
He says hello in Ukraine.
Security.
So Fadir's
Steve.
Fadir's. He explains the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's security. They're investigating everything. They were just speaking with Dmitri, and he goes, Dmitri. Dimitri's making claims that you're out to get him and the compete for the cereal export, and so now I'll go after for. It's like, I want what's best for the Ukraine. I mean, like, I of course want cereal spread around the world.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's a -1.
Can I assist?
I mean, you could just do your own.
Alright, you do it. Yeah, I guess I could.
I mean,
I believe him. He seems to be legit.
Oh! Awesome.
ooh.
5. Would it be focus?
Focus.
So we're gonna call that a 6.
Okay, so he genuinely despises Dimitri, but also you believe that he genuinely wants what's best for the Ukraine. So while he is like up on the board of directors for this company, he's actually looking for other foods to branch out into aside from cereal. Like, he knows like the power of cereal and he doesn't want to detract from it. He wants to help it grow.
Okay.
So adding cereal to the mix, he would only add his own cereal, but also is always looking for new food ideas.
Okay. So he wouldn't end up necessarily bringing in Dimitri's cereal.
So like within the Ukraine, not necessarily, but like selling it to other countries, definitely.
But when we say his own cereal, do we mean actually edible cereal or his terrorist organization?
That's a great question.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where to go from here.
Are there?
Yeah, I turned to the wrestler. Like, after we finished talking with this gentleman,
Is there any other persons with interest on the cart we should look into? Or anyone that you have been leery of since doing your sweep earlier today?
Oh, Vasil. He's incredibly corrupt. It's like, I mean, it's well known. He's a black
Arms
market
dealer?
trader.
That was honestly our first stop. He seemed to not know anything.
Vasil?
The arms dealer?
Is... Oh, you're talking about the Polish card.
I'm mixing up all of my NPCs again.
Yep, we're mixing up our NPCs again.
Let's rewind.
Rewind. I don't believe we've talked to him.
I'm sorry, I don't believe we've spoken to him yet.
Oh, no, yeah, Vasily. He's not an arms dealer. He's just black market trading.
Oh.
Really heinous black market trading.
Sounds like our kind of guy.
Do you think he might deal in black market cereal?
I think he might play a role in black market cereal.
This could be serious then.
This
We should investigate immediately.
could be. Yeah, are you cereal right now? So, he goes to the cart that has like Vasil's cart, and he's immediately blown away by a shotgun blast.
wait, what?
The wrestler.
The wrestler guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He like turns the cart and he's immediately just blown against the wall in front of you.
I immediately reach for my shotgun.
Yeah, I'll grab my
and
pistol.
and the Dash, the dog, is like immediately like battle ready. Like after his training, like, he knows what a gunshot sounds like.
Yeah, he heard a lot more than we did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So can we see anything into this room?
So, I mean, from where you're standing now, you can see like inches into the room.
I feel like we go in and then we roll initiative.
Well, yeah.
What would Ripa do?
What would Ripa do? Ripa would send me in. Probably.
Well, we're currently posing as security officers, so we should act like it.
yeah.
Officer down. We should rush in and help.
So okay, so
Or
then,
at least subdue the suspect.
in that case, then we should probably like officer down, like into a fake comms or something, and then like maybe all right, fine. Well, I'll rush in with dash in tow.
Okay, sorry. So, how are you proceeding?
So I will, like I said, I'll walk into the room, shotgun drawn, with Dash at my side.
So you're just gonna turn the corner and like expose yourself.
No, that's a bad idea. How about just quick like
You guys do have
up against-
3 grenades.
I was just thinking that
Yeah.
actually. I'm just like,
So-
he gave us grenades.
I'm up against the wall. I'm up so like around the corner. I'm up against the wall. I just kind of like quickly, like real quick, just turn and see if I can see like what's there.
Okay. There's somebody behind an overturned metal table with like a shotgun resting on it.
So
what was this NPC's name again?
Vasil.
Vasil, is that you? We only want to talk.
What language is this?
I guess English.
So you just hear like a series of foreign curses.
I pull the pin out of the grenade and throw it around the corner.
A frag.
Yeah, well, isn't that all we have?
As a tactical unit, I'd assume we'd have flashbangs too.
Well,
So
I don't know. He said we had 3 grenades.
Yeah,
I
that's
just assumed
true.
they were frag grenades.
That's true. I was gonna give different types of grenades. Grenade.
But if flashbang is an option, I would rather do a flashbang.
Yeah, I mean, my-
than potentially blow a hole in the side of the train.
Oh no, you won't. Here we
Well,
go.
then in that case,
We got frags, we got flashbangs, we got phosphorus, and incendiary.
flashbang. So I'm gonna throw a flashbang around the corner.
Yeah, so it was probably one of my grenades that was on
Yeah,
Dash's
say that.
back.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any of my equipment on me,
Fair enough.
save for a gun and a knife.
So yeah, throw that around. Look
Okay,
like
in his
explode.
close quarters, like we wouldn't be able to avoid it.
Yeah.
Even if you looked away, the concussive blast right
Yeah,
there
so-
would rock him.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's stunned for a round, which will give you both the opportunity to do something.
Okay.
I just want my time.
Cool. So I'm going
This is something
to.
we've probably practiced
Yes. So
as a tactical group.
he has a. He's holding the shot. He's holding a shotgun, right? So he's obviously stunned. Whatever. I'm going to use. What am I gonna do?
So you got a minor action and a major action.
Okay.
The minor would be to probably move to him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to move to him, and then. I'll call in an airstrike.
It's on the list of things we
It's
can
on
do.
the list. So yeah, then. Well, I want to disarm him. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
really on the list of
I
major
feel that would be
actions.
like an attack.
So attack with
Does it say unarmed attack or just attack?
melee.
On our
There's
unjammed
unjammed weapon. I don't say unarmed attack or anything like that. Anything that. So okay, minor action. I'll walk. I'll either. I'm assuming you said close quarters. It
I would
says-
say perform skill. Disarming would be a skill, which I would say would be under unarmed,
Okay.
unless you're
Yeah.
using a weapon to
right.
disarm them.
Yeah. So in that case, I will use a weapon to disarm them. I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at his hand.
Okay.
That's also called shot to the arms.
Yep. So the way, hopefully he'll drop it. So,
Called shots are harder, so it might be beneficial to spend cool points
wait,
on
what
them.
shot's harder?
Called shot, so since you're aiming at his hands,
Oh,
the
okay.
difficulty's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
higher. So still, you can still do it, but just be ready to spend.
What would I be spending on this? Reaction? Damage?
Yeah, let's do damage.
Damage, cool, because that's what I get the most of. So it would be 4, 5, 6 minus 3.
Oh no, it would be. Or,
The
target you're looking for
gets
is
plus
3
3
higher.
Okay. So it's going to end up being 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So you shoot him in the hands, drops the gun.
Excellent. Giving you a perfect
then I
opportunity.
take my action to use my minor action, move up to a major action to tie him up to make sure he doesn't shoot anyone else.
And then the dog will just stand there growling menacingly.
He's gonna lick the wounds of the wrestler who's currently probably bleeding out right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Grievous wound to the abdomen.
Yeah, that's... Well, I'm surprised. Is he even alive?
I mean, not for long.
Yeah, like, there's not much we can do about that.
Unfortunately, our medical specialist is currently driving a souped-out weapon car.
Yep.
He's just driving alongside the train the whole time.
And he just looks in his passenger.
yeah.
He just looks in the passenger seat, and there's his medical bag, and he's just like, "I hope the boys don't need that."
Oh, it's great. We have him tied up.
We close and lock the door,
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
and wait for him to get out of his little stun-like haze.
Okay, you see he does have a comm piece on his ear.
We take that comm piece out, and we quickly search his person. Does he have any notes on him?
Well, before we do that, we should probably make sure the comm piece is off and it's not open comms.
Well, I'll let that guy do that.
Okay, it was open comms.
So I'm glad I thought of that. So I then basically just crush it in my hand.
You can't, like, hack in and see where that's sending the signal, Mr. Computer Man?
I can.
Well,
me try.
What would Rippa do?
What would Rippa do?
Not the covert ops.
I'm the demolitions guy. I'm demolishing things. Okay, yeah, no, I will. I'll try to, see if I can figure out where that signal's coming from or who's on the other end of it or what information I can. So, for a 4.
Okay, so it's short wave. You think it's in the cart.
So, in the same cart we're in now.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So yeah, then we get that.
So yeah, we wait for this guy to regain consciousness, and the first question we ask is, who's on the other line? The other end of this line?
So he just spits.
I step on the bolt and start to interrogate.
So up to this point, I've been holding on to Dash's collar. I let go. Dash doesn't do anything, but I let go.
Okay.
Just as an intimidating move.
As an aid.
Yes.
So that's... is a 7.
All right, I'll tell.
Yeah, I pretty much immediately. I grab the bolt that's in his arm right now, and I just twist it a bit.
It's in his hands.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in his hand?
Yeah, so you're like twisting it like...
So yeah, I
so
twist
painful.
it, and then I bend the bolt so it's harder to get out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then I just like put him up against the wall. I'm just like, I won't ask a second time.
As I cock the crossbow back again.
So he sells out right away. Angelica.
The daughter?
I'm working for Angelica.
I'm
Working for... What?
She hired me to clean up any messes that may present themselves on the cart, which apparently she was right to do so.
And you apparently can't do your job.
Well, you guys are such highly elite soldiers.
I'm glad
So
you
I'm
recognize
gonna-
talent.
I'm gonna tell you what is gonna happen next. And you're gonna comply, or we're gonna have a problem.
All right.
So we're gonna open the comms back up, and you're gonna tell the little Duchess that everything's okay, and that you just need to have her come into this room. Think of an excuse, I'm sure you'll think of something believable.
Okay.
Just get her here.
And if you give away our position, or tell her that we're here, well, as I had previously stated, we'll have a problem.
You'll kill me.
Or worse.
So he's Angelica. He starts speaking, but you don't know what he says, but it sounds like a desperate plea, the tone of his voice, and you hear just a very calm, feminine voice responding, and I assume you're keeping an eye down the hallway to see if she's coming.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so she starts walking unarmed, at least that you can see, just down the hallway towards the cart, and she sees the
Corpse.
the corpse, and has no reaction whatsoever.
Okay, yep, okay.
Yep, so we have unlocked the door at this point, so she'll be able to open it up and come in. And I assume we're probably both,
up against the wall next to the door.
So when she passes us, we'll close and lock the door.
Okay, yep.
Yep. So as soon as the door shuts behind her, shotgun drawn, dog is he's got you can see all the hair in the back of his neck standing up, we're ready.
Okay, so you have her immediately at gunpoint.
So I think we get off on the wrong foot the first time. Let's try again.
Well, I only want what's best for the Ukraine.
And
What's best for the Ukraine may not be what's best for the rest of the world.
Oh, I think it is.
And why do you think that?
Because all we want to do is bring cereal to the rest of the world. Literally.
You know what? That is clearly not the right thing for the rest of this world. Look at the obesity rates throughout the entire world based on carbs and sugar. And that's what you want to spread across the entire world? You want to make people fat?
Only one country comes to mind when you talk about these obesity rates.
I cock my shotgun.
why do you care? You're Australian. Americans are fat.
Right, I'm Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're jacked.
Yeah, well, you know what? I just don't like the fact that she's insulting other people.
It is a stereotype, and
Yeah.
stereotypes are wrong.
Yeah.
That's right.
Although this entire game has been nothing but stereotypes.
No. Well researched. I spent a lot of time looking up these actual exports and stuff.
No, I'm kidding. No, so yeah, all right. Yeah, no, I just don't like the fact that she's doing anything that she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, she's part of a terrorist group.
Yeah,
Right.
So I cocked the shotgun.
So what's your code name?
I'm, of course, Special K.
Where's the general?
Who?
General Mills.
I don't answer to General Mills.
Who do you answer to?
I answer to Count Chocula.
I don't know why I just do it. All right. Of course you do. Who does Count Chocula answer to?
Nobody. He's one of the heads.
One of the heads.
There are three.
The other two?
General Mill and Captain Crunch.
General Mills is a person.
It's also an organization, but yes, apparently it's also a person. So,
Where can we
how
find
do we contact
Yeah.
Count Chocula?
Well, when the train arrives in China, I'm supposed to make contact then.
And did you have any contingency plans if things were to go wrong and you didn't make it to China?
Well, I guess then Syria won't be brought to the rest of the world. And
So-
the Ukraine will be down one less.
I
water
feel
export.
I feel the cereal will still flow.
But you know what they say, the cereal flows downhill.
I mean, yeah, gravity is a thing.
Yeah. So
You see, who else on the train is working with you?
Well, Basile here, I hired him to be my guard and she just kicks him.
Yeah, he did a bang-up job. I meant, who else is a member of Serial, not a hired underling?
Oh.
Unless, did he have a code name too?
No.
Okay.
He's trash.
That was his code name? Trash.
Yeah.
He's granola.
Yeah. I call him yogurt. Doesn't generally go well with
Yogurt?
cereal, but some people like it.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. Yeah, so, this is great television.
We'll edit out all of the homes
Yeah,
and
no, I
homes.
know, because
I'm the only member of Serial on board.
That's not true.
that is not true.
Because
We've killed many of them.
we have run into Lucky Charms. We have run into
The Quaker,
the Quaker. So tell me, again,
Special K.
how many of you are on the train?
I really only thought it was me.
I actually believe her.
I mean, Tony believes her, but Nina doesn't. No, Nina believes her too. That was a one.
I genuinely thought it was just me.
So, does this mean that there's infighting in Serial? Maybe there isn't a balanced breakfast after all. There seems to be some imbalance in here. Could the heads possibly be fighting with each other?
They could be. I mean, I don't know why anybody
Why would
else
they-
in
what would they
cereal
do?
would want the Ukraine to produce more cereal now that you mention it.
We need your card.
Well, how do I know you? Well, I guess the more matter.
I hold up the other two.
We need your card.
So she hands it to you. Is very receptive to this. And it is, let's see, capital I, lowercase z.
That's it?
Mhm.
Okay. So,
And tell me, what are these for?
I was just supposed to give it to Count Chocula when I arrived at our destination.
And he would know what it was? You don't know what this is.
I don't know what it is.
Is this normal for Serial?
Yeah, I mean, we really, every other agent that I know, which I know none, but I'm told that we all just answer to one of the higher-ups and they decide everything for us.
Have you ever met Count Chocula in person?
I have.
Who is he?
His real name?
Yeah, I'm
I don't
asking his
know.
identity.
Yeah, I don't know what his real name is. He's, he's
so
6'6", really skinny. Has
how many
black
more
hair.
cars do we have to go?
So there are 9 cars total.
And we've gone, I don't know how many we've gone through.
This is your third code?
Huh?
This is your third code that you've received?
Yeah. But I don't know if we've necessarily, we probably missed some, sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Should we just start running down the cars like, who works for Serial?
So the unit thus far has gathered intel on a number of Serial members, which before there was no knowledge whatsoever. Check. You took the special vehicle that they were waiting on at the end of the train line that they want to use for, according to Mario, to something related to a space station. But you recovered it and brought it back to a safe house. And now you have secured Special K completely unharmed, and you are going to extract her. So from this point, the alarms start going off. There have now been
several gunshots.
Several, yeah.
Explosion, a flashbang.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it makes
A
sense.
lot of loud noises. So
covert ops.
So these sirens, with your advanced training, tell you security's coming. So
Are we sure? Maybe it's just a party siren.
yeah, right.
Maybe somebody's smoking. It's a smoke alarm.
Just people were
But
smoking.
you say in the French cart that was loud.
That's true.
Not just allowed, but it was
Encouraged.
Yeah, encouraged.
Yeah. So no, security's coming. So like, I basically say to Special K, like, look, we're gonna get you out of here, but we gotta go. We gotta go now.
Okay, so she rather reluctantly agrees though to go with you.
We're not really giving you a choice.
Yeah. She understands. She's not an idiot.
She doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, she sees her hired gun with the crossbow bolt through his hands. After
Yeah. So like then I'll lead the way with the dog, with Dash. So we basically start. Whoops.
Just put two in
Double
the,
tap.
Yeah, double tap the
Seal.
Yeah, hey, I don't.
Can't have people talking.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's true.
Covert
The
ops.
the ICO must be as secret as cereal, if not more secret.
Yes. So I'll lead the way and start heading back towards the back of this car to basically start getting back to the back of the train where we have our little mine car.
I'm pretty much just. I'm the one leading Special K, with
Yeah. So basically, it's you, or it's me and the dog. Special K,
K and then
you.
me.
Yep, that's the marching order.
Yep, and you move calmly, deliberately. You go down. Everybody in this cart, they still have their doors closed after it was basically announced by Fadir, and Dimitri was, oh, we're in danger, our cereal. And then subsequently there was a shotgun blast and a flashbang blast. So everybody in this cart has locked their doors and is not coming out. So she actually does have a key card to move between this
I will be
train.
taking the. Oh, just this train?
Yes.
Okay. Never mind.
Well, we technically have key cards to move all the way back.
We don't have the Polish one
Oh, right, we got let through on that one, yeah.
or the French one.
Okay. The
So
French one? I thought we had. Do we have that one?
you have one on either side of it.
Okay. Alright. So,
So Pierre, so backtracking, UK into the Polish cart. So as you are leaving though, the lights get dimmer where you were walking specifically, as if like your path is being shadowed.
okay.
On the monitor thing that between each cart,
It's like the panel on the
the
wall.
panel. Yep. So you see some Chinese characters that say, "This way, my friend," and then a smiley face.
I think we're getting help.
Well, we could use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of sirens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll.
We'll follow. Well, he tells me what it says because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leery of it. I'm not sure if I'm trusting of it, but at this moment, we
Well, we're gonna
don't
go with
have too much of an option.
Yep, we'll go with it.
So at this, and then you go into the Polish cart, and again, like where you are, the lights are off, and so you can see where Dagmara is, and she's actually on the upstairs half at the moment. And so as you start moving through the bottom half, the lights go dark and light up behind you, so that where you are is difficult to see. And that continues on through the Polish cart. She comes down the stairs, doesn't see you, the door opens into the German cart, where you had already hacked Anselm, the drone.
Yep.
So Anselm at this point is kind of just like going in circles with like the alarms, and it's saying weapon malfunction, weapon malfunction.
I smile a little bit of pride.
Yeah.
I hope there's nobody dangerous on board.
So
I think we're the dangerous ones on board.
So as you starting to go through, you actually see Conrad Vergolded coming out of the tank into the room, and within the room, he actually picks up a gun, but then the door slams shut, and you hear a lock sound.
So basically, like we see him pick up his gun, but then he's immediately cut off from us.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, we just keep going.
So I notate that, like in my little pen and notebook that I have, I write down his name because I now suspect that he is part of Serial.
Yes. Okay, so then you continue on through the German cart, and people are exiting the tanks, and they're really not paying attention to you anyway because they were swimming with fish. Then you get to the Italian cart where you are security for Mario. So Mamma Mia's there.
Does she hand me the recipe?
She does. She hands you the recipe.
Excellent.
And you kind of feel like you should extract her as well. Like, this is a dangerous place.
I agree. So let's take her with us.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia, do you need to get out of here?
Mamma Mia! This just says, yes, you good boys. I'll go with you.
Yeah. Come with us. We'll take care of you.
Wait, where's your brother? Oh, this your friend here?
This is my friend, my brother. He can take care of himself.
He's coming
don't worry.
with. He'll meet up with us.
He'll meet up with us.
Okay. All right.
Or we'll meet up with him.
So then she like looks at the two of you like, oh.
No.
No.
Oh,
Good God, no.
not too bad.
I'd like to, but no.
So she clings to you as the security for this place,
Right.
you know, with the alarms going off anyway. So she follows you through the cart, and so then you get to the French cart, and the lights go down once again, but you see Pierre just stoically in the center of the cart, just like smoking a cigarette and just staring straight ahead. And you see him just reach into his jacket and put on night vision goggles.
And part of me wants to blow him away, part of me wants to just walk around it.
No, do it. Do it.
You've got one shot,
You got one shot.
one opportunity.
I guess
Every shot you don't.
And I love mom's spaghetti.
Yep.
So
Thank you. Thank you. I was like to say it.
So yeah, I grabbed the RPG off of the back of the dog. I take aim directly at Pierre.
Take aim. It's an RPG.
He's so muscular that he actually wields it
Under my arm.
at risk of blowing his arm out of his socket, but for the
But it
coolest
doesn't
effect.
happen. It doesn't happen.
He's an Australian, you know.
Yeah, we're crazy. Like, remember, that's not a knife. This is a knife. Yeah, but they're crazy. Yeah, but anyway, take the RPG. I take aim, and as he just lets out a puff of smoke, Pierre lets out a puff of smoke. Smoking kills.
Yeah, no need to roll that. Just like guts everywhere.
I cover the ears of Mamma Mia.
Yes. In the I was gonna say in the eyes, but you only have two hands. Yeah, so ears.
Well, I mean, I can grab her ears and just like push. Jerk her head.
You grab her ears and Special K covers her eyes.
Yeah.
But because Special K is not fazed by this.
And there's a little old woman, like, just scared out of her mind.
Yeah. Smoking kills.
I thought you were such good boys.
So Pierre has now painted the cart.
We're painting the roses red.
So then after that, you keep on going. Get to the Spanish cart, which you have the key for, and open it up. Boop boop boop. And inside, again, the sirens are flashing. The lights go down low, and there are people in the hallway, but none of them seem to be paying attention to you. They're just confused, like what's happening.
Yeah. So we just.
¿Qué pasa?
I say we just keep going. Like, if nobody's paying attention to us, we just We're not paying attention to them.
Stroll on through.
Yep.
am
Go right on through.
Although keeping a wary eye to make sure that
Yeah, exactly.
people aren't just pretending to be confused and terrified.
So you pass on through and you do spot that again. Emilio is in his room with his 2 bodyguards, and they are the only ones with like the door sealed.
And they don't look like they're in a panic or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
So,
Noted. I'll write down there his name too, just in
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
Potential suspect.
We're coming back from Emilio.
So you stroll on through, and as you get to the cargo, like the last one in like the Chinese again on like the panel there. Good luck, friends. Again, the smiley face.
I don't know who you are. We couldn't have done this. Well, we probably could have done this without him. Man, you made it a lot easier.
So yeah, we will pick up any gear that we left behind in this last car.
Yep.
Open the
Including, I don't know if Ripple left anything behind, but.
I think I was the only one who left anything behind in this car.
Oh yeah, because we ended up putting everything on under the French clothes. Okay,
Yeah.
yep. So yeah, we pick up anything we left behind. I go back for some more pharmaceuticals because I feel like it could potentially come in handy, not because I'm a drug addict.
Get some Xanax for Mamma Mia.
Oh yes, absolutely. We gotta give her some Xanax. And then continue on to our little hoo-ha minecart.
Although you don't have the other one to, maybe you'll have to do it.
That's okay. I'm strong. I can take care of it.
You do it yourself.
I'm gonna make him do it.
We're going the other way now anyway.
That's
it's
true,
Not like
yeah.
we're not trying to race to this, like race up to a speeding train. We're now going away. I should be fine.
From a speeding train.
Yeah.
Going in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should be fairly easy. You detach and start heading away from the train while it continues on, and you hear off into the distance very quickly the last of these sirens still going as that goes out of earshot.
Excellent.
So, at this point, you have successfully managed to board the Doom train. You have...
We survived.
You survived.
We survived the Doom train.
Yeah. Where you had no intel. You had, no intel. There were weapons aboard, and...
A lot of weapons on board.
A lot of weapons on board. And so you learned members of Serial. You learned some of the things they were after. You extracted one of the members of Serial unharmed.
As well as another MVP.
As well as the
VIP.
VIP Mamma Mia.
Yep.
Yeah, who had clearance to be here, so she's got to be someone important.
And she has fantastic meatballs.
You have recovered several pieces of information that when you'll try to decode back at your safe house. You have also recovered this supercar that Serial had. So, all in all, an overwhelmingly successful mission.
Of course we're gonna have an overwhelmingly successful mission.
Yeah, against all odds.
No, we're just that good.
With no wounds either.
I know.
Ripper got shot.
Ripper,
Yeah.
but his
yeah.
armor
No,
absorbed it.
he
He got shot in the leg.
He took
Oh,
shots
that's
once.
right.
Yeah.
That's
he got
right.
Shot in the leg.
He did. He took a minor point of like, and of anybody, it was going to be Ripper. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
I mean,
totally.
be honest. Yeah.
From a therapeutic aspect, I really think that PTSD really is the major focus here.
I'd agree.
So when I was first looking at games to do for season 1, I was actually talking with Feral Games, who's created this game on like Discord channel, and asking him, like, have you run this game with vets? Because my initial impression was if I was to play a military RPG, I would be glorifying maybe like dark things.
Glorifying war and things that we probably shouldn't be glorifying.
Veterans might not like that. It's the experiences themselves are difficult. But anyway, so he, is actually quite the contrary. It's like, no, I actually run this with vets all the time and they love it. And so I started thinking, okay, well, yeah, how would that make sense? So I started thinking about how you learn all these skills that, you use, other countries and in the military, and that you don't necessarily use day to day. And
once you're in civilian life,
right? Once you're in civilian life, and how you also, you form these like family, bonds basically with your unit, and you have these deep-seated bonds that sort of transcend what other friendships you may have had before. And in this game now, you're part of this elite unit that transcends nations. It says that you're this international unit, that you have all these various countries coming together to form it, and whatever politics may have clashed in the past, those are now irrelevant. And I think that's cool regardless.
It's cool in and of itself, especially in in today's day and age where politics are so polarizing. You've got a whole bunch of different countries, or people from a whole bunch of different countries that are the best of the best in what they do, and they're coming together. They're putting all politics aside. They're coming together for the greater good of humanity.
Right. So yeah, you can carry out your mission. You have each other's backs no matter what, and so all of that is definitely cool. And to circle back a little bit to the PTSD aspect is, so now you're simulating combat and military tasks, whether it just be simply safeguarding an outpost, or you actually go onto a mission, or you go onto a train.
All aboard the Doom train.
Right, all aboard the Doom train. Next stop, death. So anyway,
all joking aside.
You're right. You're on the train, and you're in the desert. You're in the tundra, wherever you are. You are now in just a safe space where you're sitting there and you're doing this together, and you get to live out these experiences, whether they reflect your actual past or hypothetical situations, in a safe way, and you get to reframe them where they're not dangerous anymore, where you're not necessarily being triggered by something. I mean, that those are long-lasting effects that will take a long time certainly to overcome, but hopefully something like this can be a step in the right direction, where like I'm hypothetically firing my fantasy gun at an enemy combatant, and the result isn't actual harm or actual gore, or it's just I'm accomplishing something in a safe way, and it's part of the mission, and reframe it into a way that's not harmful. And on the other hand, in terms of like reacclimating, you may have just loved every moment of your experience, and now you don't get to do those things anymore.
Right.
And so
all these skills that you learned in the military, once you're out, you probably don't use on a day-to-day basis.
Right. So now you get to once again perform these activities, even though it's simulated and in our heads, but you get to act them out, and it's fun in an entertaining way, and you get to you still get to accomplish things where you have your checkbox in the top right corner, where we went over that in the game. Like, we secured a VIP check.
Yep, and we checked all of the boxes for a successful mission. One thing I kind of want to circle back to is we were just talking about how we were able to kind of recreate some of these like military operations in a safe manner, and I don't necessarily have any research or anything to go off of here, but I'm kind of curious to see what you think about this. Like I've definitely heard of games such as like Call of Duty or some of these military style games being a trigger for PTSD. Do you think that a game, and obviously we have anecdotal proof that from Feral Games themselves, that when they run this with vets, they enjoy it and it does not trigger their PTSD. Do you think it might be because it's not a visual thing, and you're not actually, like in Call of Duty, you've got a visual of, first person view, you see the gun, but I mean, a lot of these games are so lifelike nowadays. Do you think that might be something that could have some sort of a PTSD trigger Whereas in a game like this, you're not visualizing it, you're just talking about it. I'm just kind of curious to get your take on that.
I totally think so. Where we are here, you have the handler who is guiding this story along, and
the GM.
Right, yeah. So the GM in this game is called the handler, and where they're guiding the story along, and people also have the option to, like, so sometimes with like groups, if some sort of content that might be a little too extreme comes up, the player can, knock on the table or give some sort of signal like this is too much for me in this moment. And the handler right there can say, okay, we're going to detour and not go down this vein because it's just too much for this person to emotionally handle in this moment. Whereas, yeah, with Call of Duty, you're right. I mean, the first person and all of that, but also sound is a huge trigger with all of that. And also where if we, especially with like cognitive behavioral therapy, it's like my background, but the body and mind, they both affect each other. So when you're playing a game like that and you don't know who's around each corner and you're actively being shot at and your blood rate starts pumping, your heart starts pumping in response, like, am I gonna get like the next shot and all of that. Right, so it's triggering that physical response, whereas where we're sitting around this table, I mean, hopefully nobody's heart rate suddenly starts like going off the handles with us just talking about things. And again, that would be a way for us to have a lot more control of the environment, and we get to talk through these things without elevated bodily response. And that's a huge part of PTSD is that bodily response where your body has now learned like this sound means danger. Right. So my body will react that way. Whereas here, we'll talk out that, okay, like, yeah, there's something exploded over there. That shouldn't send somebody's heart rate flying off the handle. So yeah, I would say that whereas Call of Duty could be a huge trigger.
Yeah, because of video and audio stimulation. Yeah, and it's funny because the audio isn't even what I thought about. It was more the visual stuff, but
yeah, and we talked about that a tiny bit, or a lot more, but just a quick, with like the Shattered episode, we talked about fear and control and going to the movies to, where we have control over it, and it's the same. I would think that would be the same scenario.
So just in case you guys didn't see or haven't seen the Shattered episode, or you don't remember what we talked about, because I know that was a while ago, basically what he's talking about is fear and why do we put ourselves in the situation of going to get scared and going to be afraid. And one of the things that we mentioned in that episode was, or in the wrap up to that, was if you go to the movies to see, the latest horror flick around Halloween time, right? You're going to be scared. You're willingly putting yourself in that situation. And not only that, but if there comes a point that you're afraid, you can just get up and walk out of the theater.
So going back to a little bit about what we're saying with this international group, and I think this game is great for looking at racism and nationalism, where those things just are total obstructions to whatever you're trying to do. Right. Your group cannot accomplish what it's setting out to accomplish if those things are on your mind. Not where this game necessarily like directly combats those things and like helps you but it's something that you have to be cognizant of. Like,
absolutely. I mean, like, for example, Nina Haas, she was from Sweden, Denmark.
So she was
one of the Scandinavian countries.
Polish.
So Tony's character, Nina Haas, she was from one of the Scandinavian countries. We don't remember off the top of our head. Sweden. It was Sweden.
It was definitely Sweden.
It was definitely Sweden. So yeah, for example, Tony's character, Nina Haas, she was from Sweden. Both myself and John, we both played characters from Australia. And last time I checked, I don't really think there's major hostilities between Australia and Sweden. However, if like we picked characters like, maybe somebody from
Russia,
or
and many other places.
There might have been more of that kind of nationalism that came into play.
Oh, it was Norway.
Forget Norway. Oh, Kenya. Whatever. Norway, not Sweden. Whatever. But you catch my drift. You catch my drift. Norway and Australia, they're not having some big war either. And you pick somebody like from Russia, and then, you know, an American even. Russia, America, historically have not been friends. Recently, who knows?
Yeah, who knows what's going on now?
But no, so I think it's, you know, it's definitely something you got to be cognizant of, because like if you did, you know, like say we did pick characters that were from countries that did have conflicts with one another, you know, I mean, that might have been in a way kind of cool to role play, and then kind of almost see like what happens, how we work through it. Not that we don't script our games or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you have these people that are coming in from different backgrounds and they have conflict with, you know, personal conflict with one another based on just the soil they were born on. You're not going to be able to complete your goals.
Just talk a little bit about also like constructing the whole train and everything.
Sure.
I mean, it depends. Like it's of course, you know, fictional where it's the energy like self-replenishes and the weaponry and all that. But the carts themselves, I made sure it's like I'm gonna look at like the top 10 exports, imports, the top 10 foods, top 10 drinks. Every name I chose, I went to like baby names or whatever name websites, and I said I'm gonna, some names that come up, it's like, okay, well that's English, French, and you know, Irish, or they have like a bunch of different ones connected, but I made sure to select ones just exclusive to that country, at least to these websites.
Yep.
So I know some of the stuff comes off as like stereotypical stuff, but it just was what the top 10 you know, things were with everything.
Yeah.
And I even on the carts themselves, where it's like, okay, like things to do with like flamenco dancing, like in Spain, like you go like to their wiki page and it's like things that are like part of like Spanish culture. And so the first person you come across, the bullfighter, and the stage is set there for the dancing. And then with like France and the pâtissier. None of these things I was just like, I made sure to actually look at, you know, what.
As well as like the exports, like who knew that the Ukraine, one of their biggest exports was cereal?
Yeah, I had no clue.
Like that, and that's legit. Like we did, like that's actually a thing. We didn't just make that up for the show.
And then talking again about like this, you know, racism and nationalism and all of that. So forming this mission, I said to myself, you know, like I'm not going to target any one country and make them, you know, the bad guy. You know, so let me make and introduce this new terrorist faction. And I said that's also like pretty hardcore stuff. So like pretty much everything else, there's still like an injection of humor that's like, you know, we do that anyway. And so, you know, Serial, even though they're a terrorist group, you know, it's like, okay, well, Serial and their code names being like these kind of like funny names that everybody recognizes, lighten it enough where, you know, we can confront this again, you know, like, oh, let's confront these things in, you know, a safer way.
You know, in a way, you know, and I didn't actually think about this till right now, but in a way, Serial was kind of like the exact opposite of ICO. Because ICO, you've got, like we were just talking about, you've got the best of the best from all these different countries. Serial, I mean, I don't know if necessarily you want to talk about the best terrorists, but you know what I mean? Like, there are all these high-ranking members of Serial in every single car, which was represented by a country. So every country had high-ranking members of Serial in it. So it's kind of almost like the antithesis of ICO, which I kind of like.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not.
Yeah.
But, or at least with that mindset.
But also that they don't communicate with each other.
Right.
That they were, each one of them was isolated. where your group
ICO,
works together.
Right.
So you would overcome them in the end.
Right. Because we had the advantage of working together.
Right. So yes, so that does address all those things, and that was a big part of it. It was like I want to make this, like the group. The purpose of the group is still, I mean, it's still a mystery at the end, which is good for continuing on.
Right. Next time we come back to this, which I kind of hope we do come back to this. This was it was a fun game. It was a fun game to play.
And I had put in, we didn't find out who a lot of the members of Serial actually were, but I put in like these, where one cart the member was like, you know, this person. Then in the next cart, I would put in somebody related to that field. So like, we're like, Lucky Charm Mario is like the engineer.
Yep.
Then in the next cart, I had somebody who was like an astronaut. So like to make them like the next target perhaps, but then it wasn't the
So it
astronaut.
was basically a red herring.
So I did that with every single card. I did the red herring, but then you found out like who 2 members were, so it like didn't come up.
That's cool. He put a lot into this, into the creation of this campaign.
So yeah, I guess challenges. So the biggest challenge I think was that I had too much freedom to interpret things. So whereas if I was just playing this game, I wouldn't have.
And we weren't recording it for an audience.
Correct, right. So so if just them, like I wouldn't have fretted over, oh, what's this rule say? Okay, well, it's just gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
Versus then we're recording and I want to, do it correctly and make sure that all the rules are coming across the way that they're meant to. Then I would kind of go through and be like, oh, I'm not quite sure, and then look up a little too much, I thought, which may have been reflected in the episodes, but it certainly it stonewalled me a few times, where it's like, I want to make sure it's right, and then I'd look at one thing and be like, well, maybe there's another reference to this somewhere else. Like, oh, well, not, so then we'd come up with the
Whatever we
rules,
thought was the right,
eventually. And I thought that was the biggest challenge. It seemed to slow me down, but in an isolated setting where you're not recording it to teach people rules,
right?
Then I don't think that would really matter. And I think so. Like the biggest one that comes to mind, like that, would be languages. So it's like, okay, like I've made all these carts where people are speaking different languages in every cart. So what languages do
we know?
Does the unit know? So then we spent some time trying to figure that out, and eventually it's like, all right, well, by the time we got to Ukraine, they were like talking, and instead of just dealing with the situation, I had an NPC just come out and be like, oh, I speak English. So by that point it's like, whatever, like we'll figure out
just kind of
how to make make it work at that point. Versus, like in reflection, maybe like the unit in advance, they'd be like, all right, we'll choose a unit who knows the language that they need to know, or, have like a special extra thing where they can translate on the fly, or...
I should have stole that kid's laptop.
Anyway, I thought those were the biggest challenges. What about you?
So for me, I think one of the biggest challenges is I never play a character that's stealthy. So very, very, very rarely. Like I'm not even like stealth games like Metal Gear Solid or stuff like that. Like have never really been my cup of tea. The only one I've really ever gotten into was like Assassin's Creed, and that's not always a stealth game. It's really hard for me to kind of keep that mindset of I got to be covert, I got to be stealthy, and apparently John B had a problem with that as well. Trying to remember to be stealthy and covert. As Nina Haas would consistently remind us of, covert ops. So I think that was one of the biggest challenges for me, and that's obviously just kind of a mindset thing. I'm usually typically like the big hulking dude, which I kind of played here, but I don't do stealth. I blow things up, or use big guns, or big swords, or big, war hammers or something. I think that's kind of why a couple times I went off the rails in terms, no pun intended, in terms of just kind of running into a situation, and I bet you that's probably what John B would say as well. Where it just rushed into Lucky Charm Mario's little room there, which probably wasn't the greatest idea, although it made for some hilarious footage.
It worked out. Mario was Lucky Charm.
Mario happened to be Lucky Charm. He just went off his instinct. I'm not really Call of Duty guy. I'm not really a military guy. I don't really watch military movies and stuff. So kind of also having to keep that military mindset as best I could was also a bit of a challenge for me.
How good did it feel though to just blow up here?
Oh, so good. One shot.
Yeah.
One opportunity for some spaghetti, and man, I blew it up. Blew it right up.
Right. Spend 6 hours holding back every instinct, I have to be stealthy.
I got up, but then at the end, man, I didn't have to be stealthy anymore. Boom!
Yeah.
Bye, Pierre.
all the negative feelings built up from having to restrain yourself
And then that
released.
positive
The
release.
positive release.
Positive release.
But yeah, so continuing on, I think it's pretty easy. Like cereal's still a large.
Cereal's still large. I mean, continuing on, like for example, I mean, you could get, if you guys wanted to continue on this story, you could even pretend that like after we left the train and we've got Special K and Mamma Mia, you're also part of ICO and you receive a transmission from us saying, hey, we had to bail, we had to extract these 2 people, we were found out, whatever. We need you to finish the mission, and you guys could even just get airdropped onto the cart or onto the train rather, and
Get electrified.
because that's the second time I forgot about the electrical field. But you know what I mean. Like you guys could, maybe do the same thing. We'll get back to ICO and you jump on our little hoo ha cart, and just basically pick right back up where we left off. So that is Ghost Stops, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave us a comment below or at any one of our social media. We're at Deges Time at Twitter. We're at Deges Time on Facebook. Really, anywhere else on social media you can find us will be at Deges Time, degetime.com. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you might want to see going forward. Do you want to see us reprise these roles? Also, be sure to check out the episode of the Deges Cast tomorrow, where we will be speaking with Feral Games, the maker of Ghost Stops. But for Deges Time, I'm Nate. That's Conrad.
Ripper! It's Ripper time.
Ripper. Stay classy, Ripper.
Ripper.
Ripper is like...
Ripper's never
I was
classy.
going to say Ripper, he's like the opposite of class.
Ripper hates class. How you want to do this?
You stay classy. That's how I want to do it.
Ripper time.
Ripper time!
Ripper time!
Oh my god, my computer locked.
Uh-oh. It's Ripper time!
It's Ripper time!
Ripper.